Kansas City Chiefs are 6-0, and this weekend take on the sworn enemy, the Las Vegas Raiders. And if you were worried, Chiefs fans, about the Chiefs potentially sleeping on this game, don't worry. They will not be after today. What's up, everybody? I'm Daniel Booth here with your Chiefs news of the day. If you are new to this channel, I discuss Chiefs every single day. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and join in the conversation in the comment section below. So if you haven't heard the news, Jack Jones opening his big mouth, Patrick Mahomes becoming a slander as he foolishly gives the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes some bulletin board material for this game against Las Vegas. So here's what we do know. We know that Adrian O'Connell's team is really struggling. They're 2-5, and we know that Minshew is not playing the best. They're already talking about the Las Vegas Raiders going out and finding another quarterback after they thought that Minshew was going to be the guy. Well, it's turning out that he's not going to be. But then Jones this afternoon opens his big mouth and in the press conference gave the Chiefs perfect bulletin board material before Kansas City locked horns with their eternal rivals, saying that he didn't believe anyone on the Raiders is intimidated by Patrick Mahomes. Either that's the complete lie, it says here, the likely scenario, or perhaps even more concerningly, the whole locker room is so diluted, I like that writing by Arrowhead Addict, they are so diluted that they aren't afraid of him. Here he is on the 33rd team. Well, let's just watch it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't think anybody's intimidated by him. Just the second, perhaps the best quarterback of all time. Remember that this guy, of course, intercepted the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, last Christmas, and so he's also kind of a bozo. They've said in Las Vegas. He fights with his coach. He's gotten benched because of a lack of effort. He's just sort of a bad attitude kind of guy. And he's picked off Patrick Mahomes. And listen, we all know that Patrick Mahomes is probably having statistically his worst game of the year. But here's what you don't do. You don't give Patrick Mahomes any reason to go out there and just whip your butt, which is exactly what he did in the playoffs last year. If you remember, everyone was like, but you've never won on the road. Oh, you've never won on the road. And what did he do? He went out and won 3 straight on the road. How about that? Well, I guess the Miami game he didn't. Miami game, it was a frozen tundra there in Kansas City, but certainly the next 2 games he went out and he won on the road, and then he had to go out on the road in the Super Bowl where he has won 3 Super Bowls. So this you haven't won on the road certainly got to him, and he went out and proved everyone wrong. And so guess what? He's going to go out. You mark my words, and we'll do a video on Monday, and I will remember this video, and I will point back to this video. You mark my words. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw 4 touchdown passes, maybe 3, but he is going to light up the scoreboard this weekend because of this guy, Jack opening his mouth. I almost said a bad name. Jack Jones. I was about to say Jack off, but we will not do that. Let's keep this a family clean. All right, that's Chiefs news of the day, number 1. Okay, number 2 news of the day, if you haven't heard this one. Guess who is now on the injured reserve? Yep, Sky Moore. Now, is anyone a little suspicious about this? Sky Moore, of course, has just never been materialized. He's never been the player that we thought that he was going to be his entire career. He dropped a pass last week. We bring in DeAndre Hopkins, and then suddenly now Sky Moore, whoops, he has a abdominal core issue, and he's going to be on the injured reserve for the next 3 to 4 weeks. The Chiefs will be out of Moore for at least the next 4 games, it says here, this season after placing him on IR. The reason for Moore's absence is to recover from a core muscle injury. And, of course, we are dealing with a lot of injuries already to our wide receivers, so I'm not necessarily calling this a conspiracy or that it's not true, but I just find that it's a little funny that they put him on the IR the day after that DeAndre gets into town. And speaking of DeAndre, the last little bit of news that I'll leave you here today, Guess what? DeAndre Hopkins' health update revealed after the Titans trade. So this is another one of those little like, is this all a conspiracy? Because the day after he gets into Kansas City, he passes his physical today, and boy, everything's fine. He was injured there in Tennessee, was coming off because he had stiffness, and then suddenly he's traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, and whoops, body feels great, coach, ready to go. So he passes a physical today. So that is the good news. That was the final Lynch, kind of the final thing that could have kept him off this Kansas City Chiefs team is whether or not he could pass that physical. He does today. DeAndre Hopkins is officially a Kansas City Chief, and I say I am here for it. So, Raiders on Sunday. We'll do more videos about that, but I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders the way that the Yankees hate the Reds. I hate the Raiders. The Broncos, sure, I hate them. The Chargers, sure, I hate them. I still kind of have some hatred for the Seahawks, even though they left the AFC West all those years ago. But I hate the Raiders, and anyone my age, anyone 40 and over who grew up with the Al Davis years and just you and the going up with Marty Schottenheimer. If you grew up in that era, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You hate the Raiders, and I don't care if we go. I do care, but if we only won 2 games after every single year, the only 2 games, we have got to beat the Raiders every single year. I hate the Raiders. I really do. Nasty franchise. All right, Chiefs. This is my. Do we have time to Run Wasp t-shirt? That's my good luck t-shirt. So Kansas City Chiefs. DeAndre Hopkins is a Kansas City Chief. Sky Moore to the injured reserve. And the Raiders opening their stupid mouths and giving Patrick Mahomes some much-needed bulletin board material. So now we can go out and beat the Las Vegas Raiders this Sunday. That'll do it for this edition. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Join in the conversation in the comment section below. And as always, go Chiefs! Oh, go Chiefs! Hate the Raiders!